I totally expect Arsenal to dominate the ball. United is great at transitions.
But this time we don't have, donkeys in our right back and left back. We have Benny Blanco, Benny White, and we have Zinchenko, who's a proven winner.
If there's any team that can beat Arsenal, it has to be Manchester United.
He's going to cut like makhan, like one hot knife through butter. I can't believe that you think Thomas Partey is better than Casemiro, dude. Like, it is unbelievable.
Players like Partey is what Arsenal did not have for decades. A man who was
exactly
big.
Patrick Vieira.
You're monster in midfield. It's been a while.
Where was that Millie Rock 5 years back?
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Al Sports Half in honor of Al Riyadh and Al Nasser playing the one. No, welcome back to the Sports Half podcast. Your weekly dose of everything that happens in the sports half of the world. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Rishab Pavithran.
Hello.
Unfortunately an Arsenal fan.
Unfortunately for us.
Unfortunately for me. Rishab, how's it? And Sanjay, of course, back after a long time. No?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while since we recorded.
Good to be back.
Recorded a proper episode. So
what is today going to be about?
Today is going to be about the team that is at the top of the table.
Good times to be alive. Waited a long time for this moment.
It's been years since Arsenal's been leading the table in a very long time.
January, yeah, for sure.
How long has it been since?
I don't know, I supported this club from 2007, 16 years. I don't know, I haven't seen us stay on top till January. We fumbled it by November. December,
right.
We all 8-9 we almost won. We fumbled it then also.
Yeah.
So if anyone, but no, we won't fumble it this time. no chance.
8-9. I think you lost to United, right? The league.
Yeah.
I don't live in the past anymore.
And you only say Arsenal usually does well in half of the season, and the other half of the season.
But this is different. If you've lost one game. Yeah. The whole season.
Against? Remind me? Against who did you lose?
There's a reason we did win that game, and a certain someone did not start that game. A certain someone did not play that game.
Even from United, a certain someone did not start that game.
No. And also, people like VAR also said that in all the errors this season, that Martinelli goal against United, the first goal, was one of the errors that they made.
What? Can you remind me what
the through ball from Odegaard. Odegaard wins the ball. Plays to Martinelli.
Oh yeah, the goal.
Yeah,
and the VAR brings it back for a foul on.
But that wasn't a foul. Yeah. So that goal should have stood. And then we would have had the lead at Old Trafford, and then we were in cruise control after that. But then.
To be fair, yesterday United should have got a penalty and still been 9 points behind Arsenal instead of a draw. What do you mean shut the fuck up?
You can't have VAR save United's ass every week in, week out. It's just not happening.
No, to be fair, VAR has been kicking our ass every game except the City game. I'll give you that.
Yeah, what?
I will take that.
1 second. Tell me that wasn't offside.
That was not.
That Bruno
Did he touch the ball?
He did not touch the ball. Yeah. He just probably blocking everyone else from it, blocking everyone's vision, confusing the keeper. But
bro, I'll take it, dude.
No shit, you take it.
The thing is, I told you yesterday, 100% the next 3 games we are going to get a decision against us, which is not supposed to happen. Yeah. And it happened yesterday itself. We should have got the penalty yesterday. Come on.
Which means it's not going to carry on to the Arsenal game, which is on Sunday, and hopefully, it's going to be a fair game.
It'll be a
banging game.
Yeah, it'll be a good game.
Arsenal, I think at home haven't conceded.
No, we've conceded, but we haven't lost.
Haven't lost at home.
We won every game except one, the Newcastle one. That was in the draw.
Oh right. Oh wow.
But
scored in every game
bar the Newcastle one.
Except Newcastle.
We scored in every game so far, bar the Newcastle one. Home away both.
I totally expect. See, we are going to Emirates. We being United. United is going to Emirates. I totally expect Arsenal to dominate the ball, keep the ball for 70%, 60%, doesn't matter. But here is what I am really confident about. United is great at transitions.
Oh yeah.
Especially that, win the ball back, transition.
But this time
run.
we don't have, donkeys in our right back and left back. We have Benny Blanco, Benny White, and we have Zinchenko, who's a proven winner.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ben White is playing at right back.
He's absolutely smashing it.
He is.
Yeah. He's one of our best players, I'd say, this season so far. Ben White has been insane for us, and his contributions are clear in the game, and that's why he's starting ahead of Tomiyasu also, who was so good last season.
Oh, and since we're talking about wings, a new signing has been kind of announced.
Here we go.
Announced.
Here we go is the announcement.
Yeah, he said, here we go, and he said, very, very, very soon.
No, it's done. It's done now.
It's pretty much done.
So, Leandro Trossard to Arsenal, 27 million. What do you think about that signing?
I think it's a decent signing. We needed a player. Do you
think you needed a player of Leandro Trossard?
100%. We lost out on Murdoch, obviously, but then you have Trossard, he's got experience. He's 28. He's been Brighton's best player. Scored Brighton's most number of goals. Scored a hat-trick at Anfield. He knows how to put in a performance. And
he's a baller.
He fell out with the manager, and if anyone can fix him, it's Arteta, because he's built this squad. He's built everyone's mentality. Everyone's on the same page. You can tell everyone's so connected with each other, and that unity is
something I would be really worried about Trossard is his antics, on-field antics, and not tracking back, being a bit of a diva.
That's
again, falling out with the coach is one of those things, right?
These players have personalities, and that's always going to be the case. And you had Xhaka, who literally walked off the field, fight with the fans. Probably never worn an Arsenal jersey again.
I can't believe
if Arteta could change that to the player that he is today, then who's to say he won't change Trossard to become the man to track back? And if anyone's yelling on the touchline, it's Arteta. Everyone is on. He's on everyone's ass 24/7. He's not sitting for a second. So
So did you when the season started? What were your expectations?
I knew
Arsenal. Did you think that you would be top of the table with a 10-point lead on City in Jan?
No, of course not. But I judging by the way we played last season, towards the end of the season, we were going to get Champions League. We messed it up. We fucked it up because we didn't have depth in our squad, and that's something we're trying to fix this season. We don't have depth in our squad even now.
That's
what Leandro Trossard is going to help with. Saka, he doesn't have a backup. There's no one good enough to replace him. Then even on Martinelli's wing.
Right.
So now we have him. Emil Smith Rowe has come back.
He's back on the bench.
I've missed Emil Smith Rowe.
He's like a new player, coming to the squad
now. He's a new signing for you,
So I think then Emil will play on he plays centrally.
I think now we have a good enough squad to complete our Europa League stages, and that's basically your Fabio Vieira. You have your Now I'm sure Leandro Trossard is going to play, and then you have, they're showing that depth. Everyone wants to be a part of this team.
So are you saying Trossard is your backup player?
I don't think he starts ahead of Saka or Martinelli, but he's definitely going to add.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Backup and depth in competition, I'm sure, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and Arsenal at the moment, I mean, they don't look like they're going to lose a game.
Yeah, man,
until now, of course. So, if there is any team, if personal opinion, if there's any team that can beat Arsenal, it has to be Manchester United. We are on a roll, right? After the World Cup, the player with the most number of goals post World Cup, Rashford.
Marcus Rashford, baby.
Post World Cup,
cut, bro. He's gonna cut like Makhan, like one hot knife through butter. He's gonna.
What's that Crystal Palace defender's name that kept all of them in their pockets yesterday? I forgot his name.
Gui?
Maybe, I think so. But
Gui was good
yesterday. But I don't remember him doing much yesterday. I think
yesterday wasn't. Dude, see, first of all,
I saw United that scored the first goal and said, let's sit back for the rest of the game and kick back. And then the 80th minutes when the game started, that's when Palace.
Dude, first of all, fuck the Premier League for keeping a game for us yesterday.
Yeah, that is so stupid. Let's talk about that.
That is so bloody. It's so unlucky. If we didn't have the game yesterday, Casemiro would have bombo-clatted Thomas Partey on
the
Sunday.
Same pitch as Thomas Partey. He said, I'm going to get myself a yellow card because, man, I can't take the smoke after I get absolutely railroaded by Thomas Partey.
I can't believe that you think Thomas Partey is better than Casemiro, dude. It is unbelievable. You just forgot the 5 Champions League, casually left it behind.
The certain man that I mentioned in that United game that did not start, was Thomas Partey, and that's the only game we lost. Since he's been in the squad, we have like what 93-94% win percentage.
Right.
Like that's no joke. This man is and I love that everyone is making noise about the other boys. You know, your Saka and like your Odegaard, who are also doing. They're balling with that celebration. They're balling right now, and basically you can't really you have to put some respect on Partey's name, because he's the reason Xhaka is allowed to do what he's doing,
right?
Or Odegaard's allowed to do what he's doing, because they know that Partey's got it covered in front of that backline.
Bro, I agree.
He's an octopus in midfield. He's got 8 feet, dude. This guy he can take the ball, carry it forward.
Funnily enough, Rishab, the last time you were on this podcast, which was an audio podcast, we spoke about Partey exactly like this, about how Partey is going to be a game changer for Arsenal.
This is before he signed.
Once he started balling, I knew once he was once he was on his game, there was no stopping him, and I knew it from the way. That's why that's why they gave Arteta an extension in his contract. That's why they want to tie down all these players. We haven't done it yet, but we will. But players like Partey is what Arsenal did not have for decades. A man who was
exactly Patrick Vieira.
You're monster in midfield. He's huge. He's physical. He's long, lanky. He can find a pass.
Without Partey, you would be expecting Xhaka to be doing that.
Yeah, and without Partey, we have Sambi Lokonga. Sambi no vision Lokonga. It's just he's not the man.
No, I think
we also need a backup for him. And I heard we're going for Declan Rice, which would.
Everyone's going for
Declan Rice on the bench. Is that what you're going for?
I mean, you can't. This Partey, Odegaard, and Xhaka is one midfield trio you can't really break right now. They're running this team.
No, but if you manage to get Declan Rice, I think Xhaka is the obvious one.
Yeah, Xhaka becomes then slowly. Say by some miracle we win the league this season.
Well, still need a miracle.
Then Granit Xhaka becomes that kind of Jordan Henderson kind of player.
I was just going to bring up Jordan Henderson.
He's there, he's a winner, he knows what needs to be done. And
I was going to bring up Jordan Henderson because I feel that Henderson, Partey, Xhaka, they're all very system players.
Right.
That's why I don't agree with the fact of you saying Partey is better than Casemiro. Because Casemiro fits into any team in the world.
And
you put him in any team, he makes Arsenal better.
Yeah. He'll make any team better, and that's why when he was at Atletico Madrid, he was playing against Rodri.
I'm talking about Casemiro, bitch. I'm not talking about
even Casemiro. When the last time they were on the same pitch together, Partey won man of the match for Atletico Madrid. There's a reason we signed him. He's a baller. So the last time they were on the pitch together, Partey ran the show, and now he was so scared to be on the same pitch again. He got himself that yellow card, and now he's not going to be there.
The fault of the yellow card is Premier League's fault. It's not anyone else's fault.
Tackle, what? He just knew shit. Arsenal Sunday, fuck. Let's just.
Oh, bro, I was so sad when that yellow came. I was telling him yesterday, we watched yesterday's game together. So, and before the match, I'm like, Casemiro is not going to play today. Ten Hag has to rest him.
It was a surprise.
No yellow needed. Just play McFred today instead of playing him against Arsenal. And unfortunately, we're going to play McTominay.
Yeah.
Again, but McTominay has that one in 10 games where he puts in some mad shit performance.
I think Xhaka runs circles.
I think Odegaard runs circles.
Ringa roses around these boys on Sunday.
Let me just remind you: Arsenal versus United at Old Trafford. McTominay was McTerminator.
Fantastic
game. He was all over the place. He was having clearances left, right, and center, headers. So let's not put McTominay down yet. But coming back to Partey Casemiro, I don't think it's a debate that you can very easily resolve. Right? I'm actually very curious to know what you guys think. Partey, Casemiro, who's the better player? Of course, look, Casemiro is 32.
Partey is how much? Casemiro is 30.
He's what? 28, 29.
He's not too old, is he?
No.
So Partey still has years ahead of him, unlike Casemiro.
He's 29, exactly.
Yeah. So keeping trophies aside, would love to know, Partey, Casemiro, what do you guys think?
I think this season for sure, based on just the form and knowing Arsenal wouldn't be on top of the league without Thomas Partey this season, just that. But it's fine, the rest of the players are taking all the headlines, keeping Partey protected from the media. So the other, these vulture teams your Chelsea, so they don't come looking for him. It's fine. We have him. He's he just holds this team together, and I think.
I
without a
think
doubt, influentially wise, like he's been super influential for why this Arsenal team has been so good.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that Arsenal didn't have that man in midfield for such a long time, basically since Patrick Vieira, right? That you needed that leader in midfield, and I think
since Arteta maybe.
Yeah,
Arteta wasn't.
He was good when he first came. Yeah, he got old real fast, but his hair stayed.
No, I think like United and Arsenal now we're again like back to the olden days. Even United, since Roy Keane and Michael Carrick, we haven't had a good CDM.
Since Ferdinand and Vidic, we haven't had a good
centre-back partnership. And even you guys, since probably Sol Campbell
and Mertesacker, they won the Golden Glove for Chesney at one point. So, can't deny that. Can't deny a Golden Glove.
No, I think the point is that both the teams are in such great form after such a long time. We all have like very, very good players who are in great form. Aaron Van Bissaka, the performance that he put in yesterday, I think Martinelli versus Van Bissaka going to be a great matchup.
Yeah.
And I would put Van Bissaka up there like to defend against Martinelli, because Martinelli is very direct. He tries to go one-on-one with players.
And Van
Bissaka is his forte for one-on-one defending is his thing.
Yeah.
So, and then again you see Varane and Martinez are in great form. Rashford is into absolutely blistering form.
And let's not even talk about Luke Shaw.
Oh,
Luke Shaw's been killing it. I mean,
so I was thinking since Casemiro's not there for the Arsenal game, if I was Eric Ten Hag, I think I would play Luke Shaw at left centre back, play Malacia at left back, and put put Martinez at CDM,
right? Yeah.
Instead of playing McTominay, because Martinez has played CDM for Ajax, if I'm not wrong. So
he has,
and we need that warrior spirit to beat Arsenal.
Yeah, you need for sure. But even if you make all these changes, it's not just Martinelli. It's Martinelli and Saka of this season that have bagged 7 goals each. I think 6 assists each. I think Martinelli has like much lesser assists, but like the things that it's not just one player you're worried about. You're worried about this team playing together, and like when they're linking up, it's just
it's crazy. I can say the exact same things about United at this point. Like the form last 10 games, 9 wins, 1 draw.
Yeah, 10 wins, 1 draw now. Yeah.
If he won yesterday, it was 10 wins in a row.
Yeah.
So like we're in such great form, and every point you're making about all Arsenal players, I can imagine me saying that about United players. Like you got to be very wary of our transition from midfield to attack. The way yesterday, even though we didn't create much chance, but a transition like Bruno, Weghorst, Luke Shaw, Rashford, one touch passing here, there. Weghorst, by the way.
We haven't spoken about
Weghorst. You guys have a new signing in Trossard who might play. I think Weghorst plays. I'm not sure if what's the scene with Martial.
Yeah, but I mean, even if Martial's fit to play, he's going to be playing maybe 30 minutes. Last 30 minutes, he's going to come on and try to change the game if he's needed at all. Which I don't think he would be, because Weghorst is a mammoth of a man.
Yeah,
and he's a danger in the box for sure.
He's your Giroud.
Yeah, basically like very Giroud,
Dutch Giroud.
But put some respect on Giroud's
name. He's massively underrated.
Massively underrated. Yeah.
So who are you most afraid of in this United team?
Like I think Marcus Rashford for sure this season. He's been doing bits, and I always thought
So it's going to be Rashford against Ben White.
Yeah, right back Ben White. Ben White
sounds so funny.
He's been like one of our best players this season. I'm not even joking.
That's very surprising. That's very, very surprising.
He's like one of the best players this season, and he's shown consistency. He's just like irreplaceable in Arteta. I'm sure he's one of the first men on like Arteta's team list.
For sure, yeah.
Even though he was playing centre back last season, like Arteta knew he had to have him on the pitch. Like he's important to this backline, and it'll show. And obviously with Saliba also coming in, been hugely influential.
Has Saliba been injured?
No,
He's playing.
All right. Coming in from the loan, you mean? Right?
Yeah, coming from the loan. Yeah. Okay. So having him here was like a new signing also, and like he's been doing bits with Gabriel.
Saliba has been different gravy.
But like again, Marcus Rashford is one player I think for sure is one to watch out. I think Eriksen is silently getting the job done for United. So
Eriksen second on the list for assists this season, dude.
Is he already?
Quietly, he's just gone up to number 2 in assists.
So like I think Eriksen's been doing well. So that's another player to watch out for. And I think that link up also is quite like serious. But I don't think it's. I'm not worried per se. Like you
Yeah, that's the question. Are you scared?
No, we used to be scared going into like these big games.
Yeah.
Like scared going into like especially United game because like even if we were having the best season
United
of our
will
life,
just shit house
or, like,
against Arsenal.
and United's having the worst season of their life. They just put some absolute nonsense.
Some
happens and,
milli rocking.
Yeah, some
dance floor.
absolute like. But that's not been the case obviously in the last 5 years. Like you guys haven't won in the last 5 visits to the Emirates and like.
Right.
It's been a while.
Where was that Millie Rock 5 years back?
Yeah.
Lingard, Lukaku, Pogba, all dancing.
good.
Marshall.
Holy shit, that's 5 years.
So,
Damn it.
And Granit Xhaka loves a belter against United. And
He
yeah,
does.
man.
Oh
So-
god.
Oh man, Casemiro.
That's one player I hate watching score.
I hate Xhaka.
because he
From
looks,
the bottom of my heart.
he looks pretty average throughout the game, and then suddenly he comes up with a banger.
Nah, he's been doing
or-
bits. This
yeah,
season he's
this
been,
this season is
can't fault
transformed into-
anyone in this team so far. Like like that's the. I think it's just unfortunate we lost Jesus. I think he was a big influence, but at the end, Nketiah
I actually put Jesus in like one of the worst signings of the season.
But he was doing so well.
He
before
was
got
doing
injured.
alright. He wasn't
he
doing
was
so
linking,
well.
linking
He was
the
doing
play
good.
together.
He was doing good.
I would say Jesus gave the momentum to begin with for Arsenal to get that going. The goals going. Goals was something that Arsenal was struggling last season.
More than anything, Jesus and Zinchenko have brought in mentality. They've brought in that city
Winning
mentality.
yeah.
Like these boys aren't afraid to play. Like they've gone to places like Anfield and all, ready to win a game.
That's true.
So like, and you've seen Zinchenko behind the scenes. This guy is a monster, and he's been like, he's put Tierney on the bench, which is a big deal because he was
he was a captain
solid
last year.
Yeah, what happened to Tierney?
Zinchenko.
I would never have imagined Zinchenko overtaking Tierney.
But you can't fault him because he's not putting a foot wrong. Like you can't say like, nah, Tierney should start because what? There's no But I love Tierney. I think
Tierney
like last season I thought he was going to be like our captain. Like at some point in our in this Arsenal phase that he was good at.
He was a character.
Yeah, he's still a character. He's just about that football, and he's like that raw passion is what.
All these Scottish bastards.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your predictions for this weekend's biggest fixture? Could be a deciding match for the title.
Emirates Stadium, Arsenal at home, leaders, would be champions. For me, it's going to be really difficult, especially without Casemiro.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
For me, it's got to be. I'll be very happy with a draw. I'll be very happy with a draw.
I think we can get a draw.
I think we steamroll 3-1. I think it's
like the odds are in Arsenal's favor for sure with Casemiro out.
Yeah.
It's if it was even 60-40 to Arsenal, it's now become 80-20, I would say. But I don't know, man. I think we are riding on some really good energy and momentum at this moment. I think 9, 10, 11 games without a loss for United. It's been, I think, since Ole was temporary manager. That's when we went on such a crazy run. So I think we will, and big games we usually against Arsenal we usually step up.
That is true.
United usually do step up. Not at the Emirates, not at the Emirates, but usually we do step up. So I think we will draw this game 1-1 or 2-2, but we will draw. It's not going to be a goalless.
So looks like United fans a little bit cagey, but the Arsenal fan.
Yeah, he's very Arsenal fans definitely will be confident.
No shit, I'm confident.
Yeah, of course, they're confident. But I think we won't get humiliated for sure. We are not going to lose like 6-3 what we did to City. That's not going to happen.
Trossard,
but
on his debut.
I think Weghorst 92nd minute header.
Who are your goal scorers for the game?
I think Saka scores. Martin Odegaard and Granit Xhaka.
Okay.
Xhaka can't keep doing it.
Xhaka take one bullet. He has obviously has his foot stuck in the ground. Not been able to do nothing. Top bins maybe.
I think Rashford scores 2.
Yeah,
Rashford scores 2.
Rashford probably scores the one that I thought, or Bruno Fernandes, because he likes to score in these when they're in a losing position.
I would love it if we get some fuck all penalty, which nobody's touched any United player, but we've still got a penalty. I would love that.
Okay, alright. So now that we've kind of touched upon both the teams, one question, I think the elephant in the room, right, is will Arsenal win the league? 8 points ahead. 8 points ahead in January. December end they were 8 points ahead. January end 8 points ahead. 1 draw, 1 loss. That is
2
it.
draws, I think.
2 draws?
Yeah, 2 draws against Southampton, 1-1.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not dropping points at all. Very resilient. The team has character now.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
Is the character sustainable? Has
I think
Arteta really built that in where they don't give up?
Yeah, you can actually pull it off.
And Europa League is going to start soon.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
So exactly.
February, right? So, your squad is going to be stretched thin.
Yeah.
Is it a case of City not getting their mojo back and challenging, and thus Arsenal winning?
And they have to play City twice still.
Oh yeah, right.
They haven't played City yet.
If you have a 12-point lead, it's fine. You can gamble a couple 6 points.
So
but
let's say
I'm again not afraid to play City.
Yeah,
away
genuinely.
anything.
I mean, if freaking United could do it,
You see the behind the scene photos of the Arsenal changing room after we beat Spurs at Lightwork Lane. I saw somewhere online. When you see the pictures, there are Arteta's got a picture that says identity and unity stuck on the walls. He's building mentality within these boys.
Bro, he's a kindergarten teacher, dude.
Yeah.
That Amazon documentary, he's bought in a whiteboard in the room. Right. He's drawing random pictures. Drawing fucking markboard.
He's taken these kids under him and he said, you know what? I want to create this mentality. He is a mentality monster because there was so much pressure for Arteta to be sacked after he won one game in 10. When he won one game in 10 games, that one game was against United. We won 1-0. But when he was going through that, when he was going through that, everyone was saying Arteta out. To go through that and then to come back, turn the whole squad around, build your own squad, 1-2 transfer windows. And then take this team to the top of the table. That's mentality, and he's injecting that into these players. And I think he's been the game changer more than anyone.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Give this squad to any other manager. Will they win the league? Maybe not. Give it to Arteta, maybe. And he's going to show. And even Jose.
No, I think you give this squad to. There are quite a few managers who can take the squad up. It's not a bad squad.
But I'm saying he built it like Saka and all.
He
football
built the squad.
At 18, credit to Unai Emery who got them into the picture.
Yeah.
But for Arteta to take what Unai Emery left.
No, the shift. I think the shift has been. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But when Arteta kicked Aubameyang out, the club captain, you're probably your only striker at that point who you can depend on, right? And the team stuck together and said, okay, fuck Aubameyang. We believe in Arteta's system. We believe in it. We are going to take it 100% and we're going to put it on the pitch, right? So I think that's been that turning point in Arsenal's last decade, I would say, where kind of struggling, right? Yeah, every time there's been questions about Arsenal's mentality.
Yeah.
But now there are zero questions.
No, but if you look at anyone who knows the game, if you speak to the guys who know Arteta, as in your Pep Guardiola and people who have actually faced Arteta teams, they knew it. They're not surprised a lot. If you see a lot of the interviews, they say we're not surprised Arsenal's doing this well.
Right.
Even Mourinho said it.
Yeah, he said it back 2 years back. He said Arteta will make Arsenal again. And like Pep Guardiola always says, I'm not surprised. What he did at City also was so influential. Right. And he's the one who brought Jesus and Zinchenko. They must have believed in him so much to see a project that actually works, And I'm sure he's going to. I think he's going to be a great manager for sure. I think you see the work he's doing, the work he's already done so far in his young career. He's not old. He's a young manager.
Yeah.
And he's built a young team. This average age is 24 years old.
Youngest
24.2 or something is the average age. So,
do you think Arsenal are going to win the league?
Good question. For me, I have a lot of doubts over Arsenal team. Probably because I haven't watched them too much over the season, other than highlights a little here and there. But Arsenal has been known to implode, crumble, and while I expect and I hope that happens, this season feels different.
It does. It definitely.
One loss.
Also, City not doing what they usually do.
Yeah.
I think the ball is in Arsenal's court. It's your trophy to lose.
At this point, sure.
It is. But we have seen 12-point lead at the table.
Very easily,
crumble. Yeah. I think United overtook lost a big gap, probably in the last 5, 6, 8 games of the season.
Yeah.
We have overtaken teams who are 10 points ahead of us.
Yeah, why even City's last second title winning goal of Sergio Aguero that season, United were 12 points ahead with 8 games to go.
Yeah.
And it kind of came down. I mean, anything can happen, that's for sure, right? And what I feel should happen is Arsenal should just go back to where they belong, which is fourth place.
Fourth place
and let United and City fight it out for a title.
Not happening. This time, not happening for sure. It's just, I think they've got something special in them, and I think they can get the job done at this point. But like, it's honestly down to like even maintaining the squad's fitness. I mean, as soon as Partey is injured.
Yeah, exactly. If Partey or Saka gets injured, then your squad is very thin. And these 3 games, I think the next 2 games, next game of course against United is a very big game for us, both the team in terms of table. Also your 2 games against City are going to be massive. You cannot afford to lose both those games. I think if you lose, then the title race is blown wide open. Anything can happen after that. And when are you playing City?
Sure. I don't know when the new dates were actually.
I've heard rumors about the new one, the postponed one, right? That's going to be on the weekday of when we are going to play Barcelona. So about I don't know if it is scheduled yet.
We're playing them on like 15th Feb, 16th Feb.
Yeah,
so next month,
27th April, 26th April, basically. So
I genuinely think it's Arsenal's trophy to lose. And I think I would rather Arsenal win the league than City win the league.
Definitely. I'd rather United win the league than
100%. No, so coming to that point, do you think genuinely United are in the title race?
100% they're in the race. See, look, 8 points is nothing, man. This has happened before, and Arsenal are known to implode, and it has to come off. They have to come off the rails at some point. United is now once we play Arsenal this weekend, we would have finished playing City and Arsenal twice with 18 games to go, and every other team is
and we have Liverpool at home.
Every other team is
but you guys just dropped points to Crystal Palace last night, and you're saying it like we're going to steam.
But we shouldn't have lost that game. You don't look at that. You got to
lose the game. What do you mean?
It feels like a loss. I mean, we should have won that game. That free kick in the 93rd minute is like. You cannot score a better free kick than that. And that motherfucker just.
It's not like United wasn't asking for it. We were sitting back. You guys took off your attackers, already getting on your Harry Maguire. I mean, did he even come? I don't know. But like
later on,
Yeah, but you brought on your defenders. You brought Fred and all on your your CDMs. And like you're ready to sit, and like Fred came on.
But Fred pocketed De Bruyne. What are you talking about? He pocketed the best midfielder in the world.
We'll talk about this one.
So levels, that's what I'm saying, right? I don't think United are in the title race yet. Okay. No, not yet. Because like one injury to Rashford or Casemiro, and then we're back to not having anyone good in the team.
Right.
Even though everyone's performing really well. The defense is really good, but if Casemiro's gone, you're back to Fred playing in the CDM or McTominay. And if Rashford is gone, then at this moment there's no one. Sancho is facing mental health issues and all that.
Yeah.
We don't know how he's going to emerge. Like he's just back in training.
Yeah.
So if one of these 2 players, if Eriksen gets injured, heart patient in that too. So if something happens to him,
what?
I don't know. So I will be confident of United being in the title race. I think. If we are 3 points behind with probably 5 games to go, something like that.
I agree, I totally agree. In terms of our starting 11, right? If you look at our starting 11, you replace anybody and I'm not confident in the team anymore. And when you look at Arsenal's starting 11, similar thing, right? You replace anybody in that team, right now, striker Nketiah, he's kind of, just playing his role.
He's not like I don't think he's going to take Arsenal to the Premier League. He's not the man. So at the end of the day, he's young, but like I don't think it's just like we don't have anyone else there, so we have to play him.
Right? Absolutely.
Can't blame him. He's done his job though. He scored a couple of goals. He's done his job. He's scoring. Yeah, he's getting the basics done at least of what you need a striker to do. If it was a any other striker. He would have been, he's a striker at City, he'd probably be a, young player of the year candidate and this and that. But it's fine. I just think like Jesus is better at linking up the front three.
For sure, Jesus is better than anyone.
This front three costs £6 million, so like can't complain. They've got 21 goals and 11 assists.
Ours 150 million. 100 million.
If you put Martial 50 million, Vegas is 10. Rashford is free.
Yeah, so Anthony 100 million. That's the thing, right?
Right. So okay, let's do this. Our starting 11 versus Arsenal's starting 11. Which let's make a combined 11, right? Who is going to get into a combined 11 of Arsenal versus Manchester United?